What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I'm C.
I'm P.
And today is the second video we're gonna do on Will Smith and the Chris Rock thing. This one is called Steve Harvey and Jim Carrey destroys Will Smith on smacking Chris Rock at the Oscars. Remember earlier I said it was
Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
This is gonna be good.
Earlier I said the Grammys, and I was like, not the Grammys, the Golden Globe. I was like, wait, no, it's not the Golden Globe, the Oscars. There's so many of them. I don't watch them shits.
We don't watch these shits.
I don't watch them shits. I feel like I don't watch them.
The only time we are in tune is when something like
this
this happens. Then you're like, oh, what happened? Wait, now I care.
But yeah, so we're gonna listen to Steve Harvey, Jim Carrey's thoughts on this.
Yeah, this.
I also see some Skip, some like I think he's like
Skip
guy,
and Shannon undisputed.
This guy, I think he's a sports commentator. So let's.
Okay.
I guess we're gonna see him first, and then we're gonna see the Steven.
As
Jim
always,
Carrey.
like,
comment,
subscribe.
I almost said to you next time because okay, let's begin. Is this off? It's off.
Back though.
Yeah, he said in his acceptance speech that Denzel told him that at your highest moment, be careful. That's when the devil comes for you.
I'm the devil. If I'm Chris Rock, I'm the devil that's coming for him. I'm coming up out that Purple Ford, or Brioni, or Caesar Antolini. I don't know who that was, but I'm coming up out of that. I'm coming up out of these clothes, but I don't care nothing about that.
That guy scared me. Sorry. I'm the devil. I'm like, oh shit, okay.
You're the devil. You're the devil.
And you can't do that to somebody, Skip. So now comedians, can they not say anything? Worried about people coming up on stage?
Nope.
So
Not
don't go. Listen, if you're sensitive, don't you take your ass to no comedy show, because these are comedians and they make light of situations. So if you go down there and you got on some bull jive, they're gonna make fun of you. If you look like some bull jive, they're gonna make fun of you. Chris Rock should have thought about. I say the joke. The person that I say the joke about, her husband. So now I already feel tension. I feel confrontation, or I'm getting off the first one, because the moment I feel confrontation, I got to end it. I'm not finna let you walk up on me like that. We argue, Skip. We going back and forth. You across the room, and here you come walking towards me. What I think? You coming to offer me a drink?
I heard some people say that if it was like Joe Rogan or Mike Tyson or those kind of people, that he wouldn't go up there and smack him in the face. But because Chris is smaller than him, I think he's like, what is that, 6'2" or whatever, that he thought to do that because he knew that maybe Chris wasn't gonna do anything, but that because Chris is like smaller than him, that he wasn't like as scared. But if it was like Joe Rogan or like, you know, The Rock,
Yeah.
he wouldn't walk there and just slap him in the face. You think
And
that's true,
also-
or is it?
Yeah, I agree.
Or do you
I
think
agree.
it's more that he knows that because of Hollywood, Chris is not gonna want to fight on TV? Or
I
whatever?
think it was like a mixture of like three things. One, he felt like he had to do something because of his wife. Two, he was like, all right, Chris is small. He's not really gonna like knock me out, so I'm good. And three, we're also on national television. He probably has people in his ear yelling at me, don't do anything, don't do anything. But the other thing I want to mention is that I think the reason why Chris Rock stood there and he was smiling is because, like I said, from what I've been told from like media and stuff like that, Chris Rock and Will Smith were friends. They may have not been the best as of friends, but they were friends. So I think that he made a joke and he thought, oh, my friend's going to come up here and make a joke back with me and we're going to do something funny or whatever the case may be. Or he's going to pretend to hit me or something.
I
you know
thought
what
that.
I mean?
I
thought that too. I thought
I
it
was
was
like-
going to be like, oh, it's a skit. You
Exactly.
know what I mean?
But no.
But no, that wasn't the case. So
I
like,
thought like Chris like kind of, you know, knew what was coming. He kind of ducked a bit and then just, you know, I thought that was what was happening. Like, he knew it was coming and he prepared and he just did this and then, you know in movies like, it's a fake punch. I thought it was kind of those things, but apparently it wasn't.
yeah.
So
Yeah. I
But
think
yeah.
like in reality, like this guy said,
This guy
if
saying-
it was us, like I feel like we would have, saw red and fought back. But I think in Chris's mind, he thought that a joke was going to happen, and then when it happened, he was like in initial shock.
and I think the reason he didn't do anything after is probably because he knows Hollywood and he knows that he's gotta stay, you know, calm and composed, like he shouldn't make a fool of himself, whatever. But let's continue.
What he should have done is what DC Young Fly did last year when somebody came up on the stage and whipped him. He's protecting his wife. Well, where was her protection of a man when she was at the red table talking about what she was doing with this entanglement? Where was her protection of her husband? He a bigger man than me. I ain't that big a man. Ain't a road high enough for me to take.
Here's the thing of it. I understand that defending the honor of your wife. I'm that dude. But you don't have to do something. He didn't dishonor her. For that. He didn't do that. That joke was not worthy of the reaction. If he was going to have a reaction, I think that Will should have done the man thing, was step to him afterwards in that press room, and if he wanted to slap Chris then, he could have slapped Chris in the press room and seen how it went. But see, Will laughed. But see, he laughed at the joke till he saw Jada's reaction. Now, now, let me tell you something. That's a Hollywood move now. To go up there on national TV, slap another black man, turn around your back and walk off, because you know he can't do nothing. See, and I know this. I know he know this, because Will been in Hollywood long enough. So now to turn your back and walk off, you're going to slap the dude and then turn around and walk off, you know in real life that ain't the way this going to go. You already know.
Question, you think he has anything to do with like him, Chris Rock being black, or you think if it was a white guy up there, he would have done the same thing?
I don't think it matters. I think he felt like he had to prove something.
So this doesn't matter to him who was there.
I think that the only time it would have mattered if the guy
The Rock was
looked
up there.
bigger or the guy had that type of attitude where okay, if I do this, I'm gonna get my ass kicked.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I feel like that's the only way it would have mattered. Besides that, I don't think it would have mattered if
like Floyd or Mike Tyson or Conor McGregor.
Yeah.
If you did that to them, they will like
whoop your ass.
So if it was them,
I think yes, it matters depending on the person that was up there, but no, it doesn't matter depending on like race or whatever.
Also, I've heard that they say like Will is basically white now because he can just do that and no one is like kicking him out of the Oscars.
No, it's not about white or black. It's about being Hollywood. He's super Hollywood now. Right. When you're Hollywood, people like that think they can just do whatever the fuck they want. There's very rare Hollywood people that actually have some
and Will Smith is up there,
human character. I feel like especially if you started young and going up there, you're like so brainwashed into the Hollywood mindset that you can't kind of help but act that way.
Maybe, but okay, let's continue.
And Rock is a Jersey boy, so no. So, and I didn't think the moment was that. And I think he overreacted, like Carla said. He paid too much into the moment. His acceptance speech, that was raggedy, apologizing to the Academy. But here's what I think is going to happen. When this go down and wake up the right way, there's going to be some type of banning from the Oscars of Will Smith. Yeah. Because look, they took Kanye off the Grammys. They took him off the Grammys. The Oscars is all Hollywood is about. It's their biggest moment. And for you to do that on the biggest moment,
they don't condone violence. The Academy does not condone violence.
Denzel told him right.
Yeah.
In your biggest moment is when the devil comes for you.
Yeah.
You should have handled that.
What did you think?
Before you get to Jim Carrey, they didn't kick him out, right? But then they after that they're like, we don't condone violence. I think that's BS.
Yes,
I think it's because they only said that because after it happened there was backlash. I think if you really didn't condone violence, you would have escorted him out of the Oscars. You know what I mean? Instead of letting him stay and then go up there and make a speech.
Do you believe that they actually told him he should leave? Or do you think they said that after the fact because everybody was giving them backlash because they didn't kick him out?
Even if they did tell him to leave,
they should have made him leave.
I know, but I'm saying, when you on a bar or club and you acting crazy and they ask you to leave, it's a courtesy. It's not really you have a choice. So if you really did ask him to leave and he didn't want to leave, you call security and they escort him out.
Exactly.
That's how it works.
So
if you really didn't condone violence, it doesn't matter if you didn't want to live or not.
See, like,
you get him out.
In my opinion, I feel like no, he shouldn't get the award taken away, but he should have been escorted out of there, and somebody should have accepted the award on his behalf. But now that it didn't work out that way, then yes, now you have to take the award away because you didn't you didn't rectify the situation the way you should have. Being the people who do the Oscars, whoever's in charge of this thing, you failed.
Yeah.
Because anybody who knows, if you're in charge of something that big and a scene like that happens, you have to take action immediately. Because not only is the person that's causing the scene going to get backlash, you're going to get backlash too. That's just like business 101.
All right, continue.
Because you watched it unfold and then what happened after.
I was sickened. I was sickened by the standing ovation. I felt like Hollywood is just spineless, en masse. And it really felt like, oh, this is a really clear indication that we're not the cool club anymore.
There was some question today about if anyone else had walked from the audience and done that, they would have been escorted out by security or maybe even arrested. The police asked Chris if he wanted to file charges. They asked Chris, do you want to file charges? And Chris apparently said no, he did not.
He doesn't want the hassle. I'd have announced this morning that I was suing Will for $200 million because that video is going to be there forever. It's going to be ubiquitous. You know, that insult is going to last a very long time. If you want to yell from the audience and disapprove or show a disapproval or say something on Twitter or whatever, you do not have the right to walk up on stage and smack somebody in the face because they said words.
No, I agree. I think we all agree on that. I just thought, Jim, that it...
Now, before you continue, I forgot to think about that. Like, when he won the award that they all was clapping and I was like...
Yeah, because he was all emotional and talking
No, even before he won the award and they were all like clapping like he did something like, you know what I mean?
Oh, because he won the award just in general?
I don't... Like, Jim Carrey was saying, because he did that, she shouldn't have been a standing ovation when he won.
Yeah.
Because what she did there was wrong. So why are you guys clapping?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you thought what he did was wrong, why are you clapping? You clapping means that you thought what he did was right. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So I feel like...
Or you just don't give a shit.
Or maybe you didn't want... Maybe you thought people were going to think it was right and you clap, but then when people think it's wrong, now you're all coming out saying he shouldn't have done it. You know what I mean? I don't know what's happening.
It's the same thing. We were discussing this the other day. It's the same thing when other people come onto the stage afterwards and they're making jokes with him instead of, rectifying it. Or after the Oscars they're saying how horrible it was, but yet you came on stage presenting awards and you didn't say anything. You didn't say, are you kidding me right now? Whoever's in charge of the Oscars, like, this shouldn't be happening. Or say, you know what, Will, no disrespect, but what you did was fucked up. You know what I mean?
But no, you're gonna wait after and
so like you have no character. You'd rather wait until you're behind a computer screen, like most normies. And when I say normies, like most regular people do, you hide behind a screen and you verbally attack somebody instead of actually taking action and doing something that's right. And you're in the power to do that because you guys are the people that other people look up to.
One thing I would say is that it's really hard to like stand against like everyone because as you can see when they were all clapping with Will, at that moment everybody wasn't under the assumption that everybody agreed with what he did when they clapped him for him. So I can kind of understand how you didn't want to go against everybody else because it takes a really rare person. I don't know if it's nowadays that to stand up but saying that you are wrong. You know what I mean? You get what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's like the mentality of like follow the crowd. It's an easier way to like follow the crowd. No one's gonna attack you. No one's gonna
So then you decide to say it after the.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying it was right. I'm just saying at the moment it was hard for you to go against the crowd. But I feel like afterwards going to be like it was wrong. I feel like that's kind of
I was sickening.
I will never say that you. Whatever for not standing up to everybody because I know that's hard.
Or like what was it, Amy Schumer that made it about me?
Oh my God, that's crazy.
Let me take this situation and make it about myself.
Look! Oh my God, that was crazy. That she made the thing about herself. But let's continue.
Escalated to that. You know what I mean? That it escalated to that level.
It didn't escalate. It came out of nowhere because Will has something going on inside him that's frustrated, and I wish him the best. I really do. I don't I don't have anything against Will Smith. He's done great things. But that was not a good moment. It cast a pall over everybody's shining moment last night. You know, a lot of people worked really hard to get to that place and to have their moment in the sun, and to get their award for the really hard work they did. And it is no mean feat to go through all the stuff you have to go through when you're nominated for an Oscar. It's a gauntlet of devotion that you have to do. And you know, it was just a selfish moment to cast a pall over the whole thing.
This is a day that we all will never forget.
Yeah.
That was crazy. And then what he said about them Schumacher, because I wanted to continue the video. But yeah, man, that was messed up how she did that and then made it about her. That was crazy how she can
to promote her, what was it, book or movie, something.
I don't remember.
She used the thing to promote something she was doing. Look at her tweets. I don't remember the exact thing. But
yeah,
if you want to look at her tweets on Twitter, you'll see it.
But yeah, Jim Carrey was right. It didn't really escalate. It just like
happened.
And then last year, the joke wasn't even that big of a joke.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you go with G.I. Jane, like G.I. Jane is not like a derogatory thing. She was a hero in that movie. Now, even though I didn't watch it, but she was a hero in that movie, right?
Mm-hmm.
So even the G.I. Jane thing itself is not, you know,
a horrible joke.
An insult. Exactly. But just because you happen to have, you know, the disease, you made it all about that. No one will look at that joke and think Chris Rock was making a joke about her disease. I don't think no one will look at that joke and think that. You know what I mean? I think they went automatically to that because it's easy to say, oh, this comedian make fun of me because of my disease. But that wasn't his intention.
I don't think that was it, though. I think they were just using that as an excuse. I think Jada got mad probably because of that, just because of the fact that, it's about my hair. But I think Will, like Jim Carrey said, it escalated inside of Will. It didn't escalate between like Will and Chris Rock, because that was just out of nowhere. What escalated was whatever was going on with Will personally. And then he had like a snapping moment and used that snapping moment because of his wife's eye roll and used it against Chris Rock. And that happened out of nowhere. And because of that, it affected not only Chris Rock, but everybody else that was a part of the Oscars. Especially the documentary series person. How would you feel? You're getting an Oscar on your documentary. Who really watches documentaries? So that's kind of a big deal. You're getting an Oscar for something that nobody really watches. And
you come in documentaries.
You have to come out. Shut up. You have to come on stage after that.
Yeah, no one's gonna remember why you got your.
Yeah, nobody's gonna give a shit.
No one's gonna remember.
They didn't give a shit before. They definitely don't give a shit now.
Yeah,
like,
you talk about the time where Will Smith slapped Chris Rock. So what's talking about? Imagine in the future you're telling that. Oh, I won the Oscars for this, right? All they're gonna say is the Will Smith and Chris Rock thing.
Yeah.
No one's gonna remember. I feel like JK was saying it's kind of effed up that now the Oscars become about that. No one's talking about everything else that happened at the Oscars. It's all about this single moment.
Because it used to be about people's work. Like, you made such a impacting movie that's gonna last a lifetime.
This Oscars.
These Oscars are made for those actors that brought these movies to life, whether they were true movies that were from throughout history or movies that in general that just made you laugh or cry. Now it's not. This Oscar wasn't about that. This Oscar was about Will and his issues and taking it out on Chris Rock. That's literally what it was. It had nothing to do with him and Chris Rock. It had nothing to do really with Jada Pickett's hair.
Yeah,
it really
boils
down to his issues, and he snapped and then took it out on the wrong person at the wrong time.
Yeah,
and nobody did anything about it.
And I'm gonna finish just by saying that I'm actually a fan of Will Smith. I love some of his movies. I always like Will Smith. You know what I mean? And I'm not gonna say he's like a horrible person that's irredeemable because he did this, but it was just like a big slip up he did, and that's people are gonna talk about it. Because if you're famous, you do that. People are gonna talk about it.
Yeah. Well, the thing that's really bothering is that you did a slip up and there was no repercussion for it. Nobody took action upon what you did, and you weren't really apologetic towards it. You were apologetic towards it, like every other person is apologetic towards things when they have to be because the money's on the line, the reputation's on the line. So now I gotta be apologetic. But you weren't apologetic because you actually felt something.
One thing else that I hate is that after what he did, he apologized to the Oscars, not to Chris Rock.
And then apologized to Chris.
After, when all the backlash started happening, that's when you apologized to Chris Rock. That apology to me was not sincere.
Nothing. That's what I'm saying.
Because you only did it because you were getting backlash. If he had did it right after at his acceptance speech, when he apologized to the Oscars, then all of them believed him. If he said apologized to the Oscars and Chris Rock, you know what I mean? If he did that, then all of them believed it. But you doing it after the fact like that, I don't believe you, man. I don't believe it. And I don't think Chris Rock should believe it either. But he's his own man.
Yeah.
But yeah, guys, that's all we got for this video. We got one more coming today.
Like,
comment,
subscribe.